I am making smoothies today, and I thought I'd share with you my smoothie of the moment and maybe a couple of tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way in my smoothie making adventures. So today's smoothie is a super simple go-to kind of smoothie. It has some really great ingredients and doesn't require anything fancy. Smoothies can be tricky sometimes because you feel like you can just add ingredients with abandon. And sometimes it can really get either super calorie dense or it can just really get muddy flavors because the flavors aren't balanced as they should be. So it's kind of nice to kind of have a go-to that you know works, and then maybe test one ingredient at a time to see if it can be added without changing the flavor of the smoothie or the texture. So I try to keep the things I need for the smoothie on hand at all times, and that's easy to do, and this is kind of why I tend to go for this one the most. Today we're going to start with wild blueberries. These are Trader Joe's organic wild blueberries, and I'm going to put about half a cup in there. And then I'm going to add banana. Now for bananas, I always like to freeze my bananas ahead of time. Also frozen blueberries, obviously. It's really helpful to have frozen ingredients in your smoothie. It just keeps the texture really nice and prevents you from having to add ice to the smoothie, and it just makes for such a better, more flavorful smoothie. So I'm going to add a whole banana. So what I'll do is I'll just, when the banana gets about this ripeness, so a little bit spotty, I'll just peel them and break them in half and put them in a baggie, and then I just have those in my freezer at all times for any kind of smoothie I want. Next, I'm going to add handful of spinach. I'm using fresh spinach for this today just because I had some on hand, but if you don't, you could certainly use any frozen spinach, which I usually will have on hand for this purpose as well in the freezer. The next ingredient is protein powder. I'm using today egg white protein powder. I get this off of Amazon. I like egg white protein powder personally because it's a complete protein, but it also is really easier on my stomach than a lot of whey protein products. If you have a favorite vegetable-based protein powder, that's great as well. But really, most of my calories and sweetness are going to come from the protein powder. None of these other ingredients have a whole lot of calories to them, so it tends to be one of the lighter smoothies that I make, but also fairly filling because of the protein powder. Lastly, I'm going to add my almond milk. I'm using just Simple Truth today, but I've used other kinds. There's probably a better product out there. Sometimes best is the enemy of good, so if you have a better suggestion, let me know. But this is 30 calories for a cup, so it keeps it nice and light, keeps the flavor from getting too heavy. Just a good go-to for me, and I'm going to add about maybe a little over a cup of that. And blend away. I love adding spinach to a smoothie because, especially in a smoothie like a blueberry smoothie, you can't even tell it's been added. It doesn't change the flavor at all, and it still looks purple like a blueberry would, but it adds all that nutritional value, which is great to have, especially in the morning when I'm drinking it for breakfast. The last thing you might add to this is almond butter. I personally am keeping the calories kind of low right now, so I'm going to keep it as it is, but if I were making this for my son, for example, I'd probably add a scoop or two of that for some healthy fats as well. So that is it, your healthy smoothie for the day.